Hello? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey, long time no see. Hi. How's your back feeling? Okay, that works too. Cool. So far, I remembered how to stream. So far, so good. I'm happy I didn't screw this up. Not too bad anyway. Welcome in. I made this cool fitness tracking app and I'm like, man, that was so easy. Not easy to make, but it was like very fun to make. I had a blast doing it, so I'm gonna show that stuff today. I don't think anyone really gives a shit, but I do, so that's what matters. Shockwave therapy? Is that like ultrasound? I guess that's like ultrasound stuff, right? That's cool. All right, so that works. Let's see what this does. So I cast my phone. Cast. Office. Cast screen. Let's see how this works. Hey, it worked. Cool. Do you think it's helping? Yeah, it's good to see you too. Thanks for hanging out. Well, I don't know how long you'll be here, but 3Melon's bot is running. Learn how to customize the bot here. Yeah, whatever. I gotta like update some of my stuff in here. Well, that kind of works, I guess. That kind of works. Sure. All right, let's see if the app will actually open on here. Should be able to see it. Yeah. All right, that's cool. So now you guys can see the app. Sweet deal. All right, so I built this app with this idea that, man, I wish some of these apps had like more features and I didn't have to pay for them. Because a lot of apps that you get, like I'm gonna call them out, like Macro Factor, MyFitnessPal, things like that, they all have premiums that you pay for, and that's all well and good. But I'm like, why couldn't I just build an app that has all the features I want? That has like my, for example, it has like my progress tracking and creates like a time lapse of my progress. It might be me. Hold on. My sound is low. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my sound settings. Yeah, this is my first time back in a while. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have auto gain on. Maybe that's why. Usually I'd have that on. Let's see if I can fix that. Recording. Levels 100. Custom. Auto gain. Oh, that might have boosted it decently. That's probably decent now. Testing. Testing. Yeah, that seems better. Okay. That should have fixed it. I might have to add a filter now to the actual audio. So if that blew out your ears, I apologize. Let me see. Noise suppression. I think that's good. Okay. Whatever. I think it works. Thank you for that. Yeah. What's up, Izzy? So let me see if I can reshare this thing. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I was like, was like, I can build an app. So let's just do that. So I was like, oh, you know, it would be cool if I could build an app for like ape, like the ape community. So, you know, that's what I did. Anyway, so it's still kind of a prototype, but I'm testing it out. So it now connects to your Google account. It doesn't have it open to everyone. I only have test users on it, but you can use it offline. So if you go to the website to try it out, if you guys want to try it out, it's Narby. I'm going to put it on apenth.com eventually, but it is narbyhouse.github.io/ape-app. So if anyone wants to try that out, that's on. Oh, I put it on that one. It needs to be on YouTube as well. My multi-chat isn't working. Usually I can type in multi-chat, but I can't do it right now for some reason. Weird. Let me see. I don't know if you can click on that, but anyway, that's where it's at. So I don't know who's like watching or who's here or whatever, but if you're here, thanks for being here. I'm actually doing this so that way I can have the recording saved for later so I can remember what I did. Because I build stuff all the time for my brother Ben. So as many of you know, one of the things that I got into deeply was, yeah, I was like, Ben didn't have a way to communicate, and he needs a better way to communicate. So right now he's using a computer. I'm gonna pull him up on the screen. Hold on. There he is. He knows I do this periodically. So anyway, Ben is using a computer with just 2 buttons now. So it's like it's crazy. He could just control his world with just 2 buttons. And I was like, if I could do that for him, I could build apps. We can build whatever we want. So I think the age of like paying for subscription services for things that you can build yourself, it's over. Like, I don't think you need to pay for subscription services. If anything, you pay for an AI service or like a local LLM, you don't even pay for it. I could actually build what I built using just the stuff on my computer. So it's getting wild. Anyway, so I built this app as a proof of concept. I don't expect other people to use it. It's really for me and anyone else who wants to mess around with it. But what you could do, it's open source, it's free. If Emmanuel wants to build an app, he can build it off of what I made, or he can just start from scratch. Yeah, just tell him I did it. He'll be like, well, that tracks. I got called out for being a little overly ambitious in Discord the other day, so, which I am. Let's be honest. That's just who I am. I just pay for the yearly for chronometer. Yeah. So I know Macrofactor, that one, MyFitnessPal, Heavy. There's a lot of them that are out there. So I built this one with all the stuff that I knew I wanted in the app. So, for example, if I go to, now again, this is kind of new. If I want to like create a new program, which I need to add a new program in here anyway. So I have like an upper, lower, full body program. So it's actually UL, full body. So I have a upper, lower, full body program. And I'm going to put it in here. You can edit it as much as you want. You can add progression types, right? All that shit. You know, what's up, Lou? Lou's actually helped me a little bit with testing this when he gets time. I don't expect anyone to actually like use this thing themselves, but I did add a lot of really quality of life stuff in here that I don't think exists in other apps, and you could just build them out. Like, I literally just talk to AI and I go, hey, add this feature. It goes, all right, bro, I got you. You know, so it's really not that hard. We'll say hypertrophy. We'll say it's a 12-week program, sure. Default timer, we'll just, I don't know, we'll say 120 seconds. You can turn this off too. All right. So day 1, D1, this will be upper 1, U1. Upper A. Yeah, it's custom. Oh, I'll just call this upper A here too. We can do subtitles. I'm not going to do that. We'll use this blue. Sure. Okay. I got to pull up my keep. So I could read your chats. I'm going to try to do my whole workout routine because I need to add it anyway. It's going to take a few minutes, but so let's see what we can add here. So we got incline Smith press. Whoops. It's hard to do this when you're walking. I could also do this on my computer too. Oh, and it's now an actual web app. So Lou, I don't know if you knew that, but you can actually like add this to your screen. It'll give you like it'll give you the little logo now, the ape logo. So it's pretty sweet. I think I do 2 working sets. 8 to 12 sounds right. Sometimes this is as low as 6. So I'll do 6 to 12. Weight. I like to start at, I think I'm at 2, say 225 for now. I can always change this later. I don't need those. Don't need that. I'm actually going to remove the, actually we can keep the progression here. We'll do 10 pounds a week. That's not letting me delete the 1. All right, so that's a bug. Rep min. It's not letting me delete that. I'm gonna remove that for now. I'll have to fix that. That's fine. Okay, that's good. Let's add another exercise. So this is gonna be, what is this one? It was cute. I was just using the web link. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I added a few things. There's a coach thing in here. I know you know this, Lou. The coach thing works really cool. As long as you're on the app, where you're in the test users. If I put your email in there and send you my code, you can see all of my stuff. So it all links through Google Drive. Like it's all self-maintained, what is it called? Self-custody of data. So yeah, I can give you you can either just use the one that's offline, Spindle, or I can send you an invite with your Gmail account. You just got to give me your Gmail account and I can put it on there. I can only do like 100 test users. I think I have like 9 or 10 on there. So plenty of room. So if we get 100, that would be wild. This is weighted chin-ups. I do 3 here usually. Weight right now is 45 only. We're not going to do any progression type right now. I have to fix the thing on there. What else? This one is going to be single arm cable flies. Kale. I guess I'll show you. I'll add this day and I'll save it. And then I'll show you the other thing. This is also 3. Don't need a progression type right now. Single arm cable side raises. When I add exercises to it, it saves it for future. Single arm cable lateral raises? I don't know. You do software testing at work? Yeah, so for this, like, it's a proof of concept to show that like anyone can build stuff, but for the community, like our little community, if people want to use it and they have feedback and they're like, hey, I really like what you built, I wish it had this and this, I can just add it to as a feature, as long as it's not outrageous. Lou already gave me some other ideas, which I already added in here, Lou. I don't know if you saw that, but hammer curls, dumbbell hammer curls, DB hammer curls. This is also going to be 2 sets. And the last one is cable forearm curls. Yeah, I'm adding oops, cable forearm curls back. I don't get enough forearm work anymore. 2 sets here. We do actually 15 to 20 reps usually. Then I'll add my weight later. That's the nice thing about this. I can just edit these whenever I want. Okay, so save that for now. So now it's in my program library. So if you see, I go to program library. I have my program in here. Let's see. Could I program top sets off? Let me see what you said. Could I program a top set backoffs? I don't know if it'll do percentage. I could probably add that, but for example, let's just go over let's go back to edit this. I'll show you what it does. So if I go here, and let's say I go to incline right here. So you could add a progression plan. We can add a different kind of progression plan, but you could also customize it. It doesn't auto-calculate by percentage. You have to like manually put in the numbers here. If you can see this, I know it's small if you're looking on mobile right now. But I could probably add that, dude. I could probably add percentage-wise. This one is linear, and it goes by weight. So I could just add I can add something in here that basically does that. Send me a message on Discord with your idea. I'll add it to this progression scheme. So that way it has it like built in. So just give me your idea and I'll put it in there. But yeah, that's easy to add for the most part. So, okay, so we got a program library, whatever. So you can add your own programs. Others can see them. That would be sweet. Yeah, so you can actually export your programs. And if we did a social version of this, so if we did something social with this, you could do it 2 ways. One, I want this to be peer-to-peer. I don't want this to be like a blanketed, like you could search anyone on it. It would be, I have a handshake with you, you have a handshake with me, we see each other's stuff. If someone breaks that handshake, we can't see each other's stuff, right? And that's how it goes. It wouldn't be one person, it would be one person connecting with multiple people. That's how it would work. There is a coach version in here. You can add a coach's email address in this, right? So if I was to use, let's say Lou, you were coaching Joe. Joe would put your email in here, right? So I'll put my email. So this is my email. I'm going to add coach with full access. You can do read-only access, right? So full access. There's a code that pops up right here, this code. Now, if I paste this code, I'll be able to see my own stuff. But we'll say, we'll say Ari. I'll add client. Now, Lou, you could check out my stuff or Joe's stuff. So now we're in coach mode. Now you can see my age, what calories I'm eating, what my intake was on the day, what my workouts are. I don't have the workout selected, so the workout isn't in there, but you would see that. You saw that I ate something today. You see my progress, 196 pounds. You see my programs, or you can assign a program. So if I click assign program, Lou, you'll be able to send a program from your programs, right? Like this. See, these are all my programs. You can send a program you pre-built to your client. You can send this to anybody. So if someone just sets you up as a coach, be like, hey, send me your program. They send an email. You send the link. They can send you the program. It'll update on your device. So now you can share programs with whoever you want. They don't necessarily have to be a coach. You could just share it. You can do this another way too. Okay, so let's go back. So check-ins, you can see the check-ins. It shows how you're feeling. Like I said, Lou, you can customize these. So this is just the check-in that I built in that's, set up. Changes, this will give you all the stuff you want to change for the client. So you update macros, right? You can say, here's your new macros. Here's the check-in questions. I want you to use these check-in questions instead. So Lou, you gave me a bunch of check-in questions. You can add them here, okay? It's all a scale of 1 to 10 on those. There's also notes too, so they can put notes in there. So if you want them to put notes in, you can say, tell me why in notes, whatever. Program, all that stuff. And then history. So we don't have history yet, but this will track everything you changed. Anything your client denied and said, hey, I can't do this because I have a back injury. You put deadlifts on my program. I have a back injury. It'll send them a thing that says, hey, I have an injury. Can you change this? You can go back and change it. So this will tell you if you're under and over for the day too. It will give you that on the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you can actually go in and see what your cards are. So for calorie intake, body weight, body measurements, lift progress. If you don't get your if you don't get enough water, it can yell at you, you know. If you don't hit your protein for the day, it'll yell at you. Yeah. So steps are in there. Then you can turn on AI coach. If you have a Claude API, you just need to set it up with Claude. Once you put this API key in here, which I don't have it on mine, it will actually, you can take photos of your food. It'll macro track for you. So it'll track all your macros for the food when you take the photo. It also has AI that will tell you what you should do if you're like missing days. Like let's say you're not getting enough steps every day. It'll say, hey, you need to increase your steps. Try doing this. It'll give you those tips with the with the AI coach. It'll also tell you how to modify your workouts if you need it and how to modify your macros if you're not on track. What scope is there to sync with others? Built-in health apps, step track, etc. Could be useful coach side. That might be beyond scope. Okay, what scope is there to sync with other things? So the one thing that I was trying to do, if this is what you're talking about, if you want to sync like steps, there is a way to track it using the Google API. The problem with that is that apparently that is getting removed or something. Google isn't doing it anymore. So that's one downside. It only works with Android. So you have to manually track your steps. That would be cool if it was tracking my steps right now as I hold my phone. I don't have that capability in there. That's a little bit more connection that I can't build into it right now anyway. Simple stuff like that. More social stuff is hard to build into it. I'm trying to keep this serverless. This only uses one worker for one thing. If you don't know what a worker is, it essentially is saying, hey, here's an API key for something that you can pull from the internet. Most of this is offline. Most of this is literally, you can use it completely free and offline without needing to connect it to Google. And yeah, if you wanted to, use the barcode scanner, you have to be online to pull from the API, but the barcode scanner works. Anyone can use it. Let's see. For example, Samsung has Samsung Health, and I can sync with Health Sync apps like Trainerize, but it uses my smartwatch for metrics. Yeah, so that's one thing I don't have built into this. I don't know. That's one thing that I don't use too, so I'm building this kind of for my use case. But I think it could be a future ad. Right now, I just don't have the capability. That needs a lot of server and backend. So I'm a little cautious about putting anything in there that needs something that tracks someone and goes through a server and goes back to your device. If it was something that was like, hey, your device has it on here and it's just going to talk to the ape app, that's fine. But for whatever reason, I'm kind of against that whole thing I'm trying to figure out how to do it in a meaningful way. Anyway, I mean, macro factor still struggles, so I don't know how difficult that is to implement. Yeah, I think it's not like it's super difficult. Like there's a way to do it. It's just, I think it's always going to be buggy. That's all. Let me cast my screen again. But yeah, so, okay, so I'll show you guys. This is cool. So I know some apps make you pay for this. Okay, let me show you guys something cool. All right, so watch this. So let's say I want to pull up some food, right? And I say, let's enter a barcode for a food. There it is. What is that barcode? Turn it maybe. Did it do it? There it is. Peanut butter. So that's a photo of Skippy. Pulls it up. I got peanut butter creamy. And guess what? I'm going to add it. And now I have it on my day. Oops, my phone closed. God dang it. There we go. So now we got peanut butter at 9 a.m., which I didn't eat, but there you go. So now we added it. When you add it, puts it in there. And that's all through an API, and that's free. So that just lives in there. And if it doesn't have it, you could just add it manually, I think you can assign a barcode to it. You know what? I'll add that feature actually. Let me write that down. When adding custom foods that don't have a barcode signed through I'm just writing a note. Okay. Does that use Claude to pull the info? No. So this isn't using Claude. That's just using an API from USDA, which is free. You get 1,000 requests like an hour or 1,000 requests a day. So for our use case, it's nothing. Claude, the only thing that Claude is built into is the AI coach, which I haven't tested fully, so it might be kind of broken. But let me pull my API up. I'll pull my API up and I'll put it in the system so that way we can see how it works. We'll test it right now. Because I'm going to work out a little later, so I still have to put in my workouts and stuff. But let me grab my API. Okay, so my test API is here. All right, let me add this. Just a sec, guys. All right, so let's test it out, dude. Let me add this API key in here, and we'll see how it works. I'll take a photo of a meal on my screen, and we'll see how accurate it is pulling the macros. You can also leave notes in there for the thing to put it in. So if you have an API key, you can manage it yourself. So that works. So I haven't tested this in a while. I was messing around with this thing for a while. So let's find a food. Let's say steak and fries on a plate. Let's just see what this looks like. All right, let's find. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, so I have this photo here that I'm going to use. So this guy here is the one I'm going to use. So this steak and fries is the photo we're going to test in. So I don't know. This is probably like 1,000 calories or something. So let me reshare my screen. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see this. So let's see if this works. This might not work. Let's see. Oh, let me delete Skippy. You don't need that. Okay. So let's scan it without adding any notes. I'm walking, so it might be blurry. All right, let's see. Okay, so it's scanning it now. So this is using Claude API. You manage this. This isn't something that comes with the app. But if you have the API, you can add it in there, and it should do all its thing. So there it is. Okay, so grilled steak appears to be ribeye or skirt steak. 52 grams of protein, 38 grams of fat. That seems pretty accurate. French fries, thin cut, appears lightly salted. So it says protein 7, carbs 70. This seems right. Probably herb butter. Yeah, there's herb butter on there. I found it. So let's add all three. There we go. So what was that? So yeah, that was like 1,200 calories. That looks about right. So that literally just I took a photo of the meal and it gave me the macros. So this is something that's built into this app that usually comes with premium apps, and you could just have it yourself. It's it's nice. It's very nice. It's a nice quality of life shit. If you're at a restaurant, you're like, I literally have no idea what's in this food. Just take a photo of it. Give some context in the notes. You can give context in the notes when you do it, so that way maybe it'll get more accurate info. If you say like, oh, I asked for no mayo on this burger, and you show the burger, it'll, account for no mayo, and it'll give you a more accurate idea of what you ate. So there you go. And it adds it completely. So when you click on the food, it'll actually add the food that you ate in the app. Okay. So that works pretty good. I'm very proud of that feature. That feature is fucking dope. Let me reset my transformation on this guy. So yeah, so the AI thing works. It has the AI coach, which I haven't tested fully. So the AI coach thing is something that I definitely need to figure out. So let me let's go to it. Let's just see what it says. All right, so it's gonna make me sign in again. All right. Let's turn on AI coaching not in coach. It's gonna be in dashboard cards. So AI coach, here we go. So AI coach is on. Where is that thing? Here it is. Get suggestions. Okay, so it gives you, so here's the AI coach thing. Okay, so it says AI coach analyzes your track data. It just makes sure, this is my disclaimer. Since I don't own the AI, you guys own the AI, this is fine for me. It's just it's like, this is the conduit. I'm the conduit, okay? So I understand. I don't know if this button works. Whoops. I don't know how long this, again, it's the first time I'm testing it. You guys are witnessing like something I just threw in there to see if it would work. There we go. All right, so there's insufficient data. Okay, so it says log more days. It says no workouts logged in 2 weeks. Sleep averaging 6 hours, below optimal. So this is fucking awesome. Like, do you guys understand how fucking cool this is? That this is built into an app that's for free. That you don't need to pay for these other apps. Like, it's fucking, like, it's mind blowing what we could do now. Guys, I don't know if you know this. I am very determined to get stuff done, but I am no genius. I literally talk to AI and I say, hey, how can we build a very lightweight app that is technically offline, that people can manage their own data? That's what I care about, is people managing their own data. The only thing it touches is Google if you choose it to. You don't even have to have it choose Google. All right, you don't have to have it touch Google. It can be on your phone only. All this stuff is fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm very happy with it. So there you go. So there's our AI suggestions. And now it tells me exactly what I need to be doing. So we can dismiss these, and then I can reload the AI suggestions later. So when I get more tracking data, it'll give me more data on what I should be looking for on my dashboard. So I don't know who's still here, but I feel like I cracked the Da Vinci Code, dude. Private NAS options, I can add that. I can have it go to your own server. Yeah, I think I can do that. You would have to have it configured though properly. So I can figure that out in the future for sure. Bro, making history. Let's burn capitalism one app at a time. Listen, I mean, that's where it's going. It's like, how are people going to make money when you could do all this yourself? Suppose if you're running your own LLM. Yeah, I can actually use my own local one too, Lou. So I don't have to use Claude. I chose Claude because it's the fastest and it has the most accurate stuff. But you technically can use your own local LLM for something like this. I don't have it configured on here right now, but I could set it up so that way I have my Llama or whatever I have on my local PC basically driving the AI stuff. That wouldn't be impossible to do. Those are all features I can add, like, over time, for sure. But right now, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about this. Like, yeah, it's whatever, but bro, to me, I'm like blown away with what we're able to accomplish. I mean, just the stuff that I was able to build for Ben, and now this, it's like, I'm like I said, I'm not a very fucking technical guy. Like, I'm okay. I would say I'm like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I know a lot of people are under that, but if you just talk to AI and learn, you can get a lot of shit done. It's crazy what AI enables you to do. So yeah, no, I wouldn't be afraid of it. It can really help with some of the shit you're doing. Have you heard of Nothing Brand Phone? They added AI feature on their phones where you give it a prompt like a widget or something, and it builds it on the device with AI. We are coming. It is getting to that point where even the thing I just built is nothing, because you're just gonna say, "Hey, I need a fitness tracker, track my workout. I'm gonna put it on camera, watch what I'm doing, tell me what I did, put it in an easy to understand format on my phone, or make sure you're uploading it to my Google Drive, so that way I have a report of it, and it'll just listen to you. It'll just be your partner. It'll develop this stuff for you. All that stuff will just exist. I'm telling you, we are getting to a point very soon where even the shows we watch will be tailored to us with different endings, with different acting styles. Hey, I'm in the mood for a funny romantic comedy similar to Step Brothers. Can you make me a 90-minute video that I can watch that'll be funny and hilarious with a nice warm ending? I mean, it's again, our artistry and creation aside from the human being. If you think about it in the ultimate way, this was the ultimate creation of humanity, in a weird way. Use ape and stop fucking around. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't even care if people don't use it. Like, I'm building this for me, and I think people in our community would be cool with using it, you know. But my whole thing, just like Lou said, my whole thing is just literally, you know, you can make this yourself. Like, that's my whole thing. Is like you can make this stuff yourself if you wanted to. I know people hate on AI because it is disrupting industries, but you have to realize how much power it's putting in people who didn't have access to certain things. It's crazy how much power it's putting in our hands. And when people utilize it, you can change lives, you know? We have completely changed our lives and Ben's life because we built a completely custom app. I am not trying to make money off of it. I'm trying to make it sustainable so more people can have it. And you know what? Maybe I'm not good at capitalism, and I don't give a shit, man. Because you know what? People are going to remember the people who are helping others and doing the right thing versus just going after fucking profit. And I don't give a fuck. That's my thought. And the people who want to support the people who are doing the right thing are going to support them, you know, whether that's money, through, following them, whatever it might be. And you know what? Those people are going to be the ones who survive. The ones with community and with meaning and all that shit. Yeah, because of the data centers. Yeah, no, that's the other thing that sucks, is that the data centers suck. That's why I am a big proponent of the local LLMs, the local models. I use a lot of the local models for some of the stuff I do, like for coding and stuff. It's not always Claude. Claude is like the big picture stuff. And then the small LLMs to complete code and stuff is what I use. But people aren't the problem. Like, people like me are not the problem when it comes to that. The data centers in general and the companies supporting them are the problem. But the technology itself isn't evil. It's very the technology itself is amazing. The way it's going about in our society sucks. It can destroy a lot of things, and it can displace a lot of people and the environment. That's what sucks. But we go for it for progress sake. And I don't want to get into the whole political or moral landscape of that shit. I'm just saying that I appreciate a lot of the aspects of AI. I appreciate what it was able to allow me to do for Ben. And I appreciate even the stuff it's allowing me to do here. This didn't take a shitload of credits. This was on a $20 subscription plan for Claude and my own free stuff. Less than a week to build it. So. Yeah. And that's the thing, Lou. Like, my question is, if it's not going away, like, do you boycott it and never use it? Or do you use it for the right reason because it's not going away, and learn it because it's the way of the world? Like, what's the right answer? You know? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the right answer to that question at all, to be honest. But I made a cool fitness tracking app. So that's pretty neat, right, guys? Uh, anyway, so it is what it is, and that's the other thing too. We get comments, as many of you know, we do the stuff for Ben. We get comments that are things like, "This sucks that AI was used to build this. You should have just used a developer and a programmer." And my rebuttal is, find me a developer or programmer who is not using AI. There are almost none. And if you wanted to find one, do you know how much money it would cost to build something I built for my brother who has a progressive disease, who we literally don't know if he could click his buttons in 6 months, which would take probably 6 months to a year to build even half of what I built for him using AI? It's like, people need to be reasonable about the impact versus what the cost is. And I think in the big scheme of things, it's not going anywhere. So you might as well use it for the right reason and do the right thing with it. That's my feeling. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, my other project, let me turn that off for now. So my other project is this. This is what I have been working on. So speaking of that, we are building games for 1 and 2 buttons for my brother Ben. So a lot of games don't exist that are in a 1 and 2 button ecosystem. Ben can access all of his games in 1 or 2 switches, and we can make a ton of games really quickly. So Ben uses this thing. This is the stripped down version of what he uses, but it is essentially an arcade and tools for him to access, so he can play games. Let's see. His most recent game is this football game we made. But he could play a full football game. That he hasn't been able to play games in like 10 years, guys. And I was able to build him simple, fun games that he could play, that he understands, that he wants. So we work together, we come up with ideas, and we make games. This is like what really matters to me. So, anyway, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. You want to see Ben play D&D? So I did put a dice rolling thing in here. So if he ever wanted to play D&D, he could play with us. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for that, but we can add dice, roll them, and then he could roll dice right on his computer. He could choose, like, if he needs to roll a D8 or a D20 or a combination, you know. So it's pretty sweet. Anyway, critical fail. Anyway, so wait, this says 0. I think this is supposed to have a 1. I don't know. That might be wrong, but anyway. Some of this stuff needs to be tweaked, but as you understand. Let Ben go to the craps table. He does have a slot machine now. So he does have a slot machine. It's kind of addicting. But he also has things like phrase board. This, like, for example, we just had a meeting with a young girl who wanted something to be able to view YouTube with just 1 or 2 buttons. So we showed them this. We showed the mom how she can add her own shows and movies to it. Her own YouTube links to it. And then how you can use the other app I built to add your own. And remember, the reason this is powerful is that someone who can only use 1 or 2 switches can access everything. They can scan to it, and they can use the whole thing. So that's why this is so powerful. Like, I think some people see this shit and they go, I don't understand. Some people don't have some of its cognitive issues, some of its developmental issues, intellectual issues. We stripped it down so that way it's a little bit easier to understand. But also mobility issues. Being able to click a button and hold it down and actually get to things is very difficult for people. My brother Ben is an extreme case. Can only turn his head left and right. And we literally gave him the ability to communicate again and do all of his favorite things. And yeah. And my side project is this app. This is my main project. I quit my job and everything, even my fitness streaming, to just focus on this stuff. And it's been probably the most worthwhile thing I've ever done in my life. So anyway, enough of that shit. Anyway, so you guys saw the app. you can add the coach thing. So Lou, I can add Joe to it if you want to test it with him, or if you just want to test it yourself and find bugs in it. I already see a few bugs within it. So yeah, we'll have to fix that. Okay. Now I wonder how you guys pay your bills. It's called OnlyFans. No. So actually I'll be vocal about this right now too, because I think this is important. So, yeah, I talk about everything on this stream. The Narby House stuff aside, that is more tailored for our family. For this stuff, Big Bro Acro stuff, I don't know how often I'm going to stream, but I was telling Nancy, I was like, I'd like to actually become a little more vocal about some stuff on my own stream. So, and do this type of stuff, these little projects and stuff. But just, I digress. Going back to what you were saying, how we make money. We are actually a part of a program called the Personal Choice Program in our state, in Rhode Island. Ben is the highest tier of support. So he gets a budget every year from the state for his caregiving and for his needs. The state doesn't have enough care workers, so they rely on family members and other people who Ben chooses to take care of him. So since Ben doesn't have a guardianship or anything like that, he chooses who he wants to work for him. So when Ben moved in with us, we looked into the program and we asked him if he wanted Nancy and I to take care of him full time. Now, I will say this, Nancy and I, we quit our full-time jobs to be Ben's full-time caregivers. As you can imagine, being a caregiver doesn't make that much money. It is literally about a quarter. Now, maybe a third. I'll give it credit. Maybe a third of what Nancy and I used to make. But we saved a good amount of money before we did this. We got very lucky. We were able to save money during the pandemic and with my job and stuff, that we were able to buy this house, put a decent down payment on it, renovate it for Ben, and be okay. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, for sure. So we make enough money to get by through Ben's caregiving hours. The thing that sucks about that is we cannot get external help. If we got external help, then Nancy and I would have to get part-time jobs or would have to do OnlyFans or something to actually make ends meet. So for us, it's really about like taking care of Ben. We're full-time caregivers for Ben. That's our full 100% focus. And we make a little bit of money doing it. It is a 24-hour thing. In fact, I have Ben on the camera right now. I'm always watching him, and he's talking to me when he needs to while I'm down here. So let's see. I might show you Ben real quick. Here's Ben. There you go. So I'm always watching Ben because he is a 24-hour round-the-clock person. So the reason I bring this up, and Izzy, you asked about it, they are trying to remove this from the federal. There's a conversation right now. There was like a mandate or some memo that was sent out in the federal government that says something about how states and the federal government isn't under a certain law for like disability discrimination or something like that. I don't know the exact terminology. I'll have to look into a little bit more. Essentially what it's saying is the states can choose whether or not they fund programs like this without backlash from the federal government. So if the state said, hey, we don't want to fund a program like Personal Choice Program, Ben, to get the funding he needs, he would have to go into an institution. He would have to go into a nursing home to get that funding. So I will reiterate, what we have done as a family with the small amount of money we get from Ben's caregiving, we were able to give back a lot. And I feel like it is a superpower of this program. It gives us so much, it gives Ben a better quality of life. It gives us more social interaction. It gives us more ways to give back, more community aspects of things. And if they want to take this away, they're removing that. They're putting Ben in a place that he doesn't want to be, and just to survive. That would mean if that program went away, Nancy and I would have to dedicate all of our time, or not all of our time, a huge chunk of our time, to some sort of money-making endeavor. We would still take care of Ben. I would not send Ben to a nursing home. I would never send him to a facility. I would figure out how to do it. I literally would call on every single one of my friends and families to help keep him at our house. I wouldn't give a shit about the state programs. I would never put him into a facility because that's never where he wants to go. It literally is, it's degrading. It removes his dignity. And yeah. So we should really support these programs because they're only good, you know? People think people are taking advantage of this. I'll tell you this right now. This isn't us taking advantage of this system. We love hanging out with Ben. This has been a godsend for him and for our family. And we're doing so many things. No matter what, I'd keep him here. I would get my job back. I would go and I'd beg for my job back if I needed to work remotely, to do what I was doing, just to keep him here so we can keep doing what we're doing. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But and people think they were taking advantage of this. Like, we made way more money doing other stuff. This is just a way for us to put our entire focus on Ben. And that is why it's so powerful. And over the past 2 years, you know, Ben has had an insane comeback story. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about that. All right, how much time have I been walking? Okay, 51 minutes. I got 9 minutes left. Anyway, so that's how we make money. We also do social media, but the social media, it makes, I think this year will be the best year. And it's like a total of like maybe $2,000, maybe $2,500 for the entire year. Even from last year to now, I'm saying like an entire like 12 months. We had like one video go viral that made like $800 or something, which was pretty crazy, but that's like the biggest one we've ever seen. We vowed to take that money and put it right back into our nonprofit. So we started a nonprofit for a reason, to give back to more people like Ben. So we were using AI to keep building these tools, and help other families learn how to use AI to build these tools. So that way they can give their kids, their family members more access. It's not replacing traditional, professional guidance. This is simply like entertainment and supplemental, but it is very important to a lot of families. So we donate all of our funds, or all of our ad revenue and then some, to the foundation. And the foundation basically pays for things like hardware for families and people who need it. It pays for some of our AI credits for the things we build. So if we have something for the foundation we're trying to build, like certain games, the AI credits that we pay for will be paid for by the foundation. We have a budget for that. But yeah, there's a lot of little things that we're doing. Just try to enhance people's lives. USA leaders, this country needs to stop fearing socialism and learn from other countries, offer social net. Yeah, I mean, talking about this stuff is kind of scary because there's so many people on either side of the spectrum when it comes to this stuff. You guys could probably guess where I am. But I do think that there is something inherently motivating and I don't know how to say it, like, we call it progress fulfilling about capitalism, obviously. And it's why we have done so many things we've done. But it also, at the rate of trying to grow, I don't know if you can grow forever. That's kind of a wild imaginary thing. We don't know how to turn it around. What does it mean to not progress or not grow? We need to track different metrics. That's my opinion. I think we need to stop tracking dollars. We need to track other metrics. And I think when you can track other metrics, that's when you can actually have a pretty balanced society. And I think when we start focusing on that, better comes from it. So I think using the energy source, which is right now dollars, and attach it to some other things other than just like work and things that develop that type of economic progress is better. But there's so much greed and there's so much want and desire, which is not always a bad thing. It's just right now, with the rate of things that are happening, it should just be reconsidered, you know, and then we should kind of evolve our how we're going to do things. That's all. Yeah, every system has some sort of issue. I mean, look at what I was just talking about, right? Like they're already considering like backtracking on the stuff that we've done so well with this program. And as emotional as I get about it, and as much as I would love to keep this thing, I will say this, and I don't know if this I will fight for it, but I will also do what I have to do to keep Ben here and to not give up, right? And if that means I have to like work in the system or do something different, I'll do that. That means we have to downsize even further. I'll do that. You know, like that means I have to call upon all my friends and family, right? I'll do that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. We've kind of put ourselves in a way of life that is inherently unsustainable, but I think humans are pretty good at figuring it out. And sometimes that comes with a teardown of old systems, you know. It does come with turmoil, you know, and tough times. And you know what? That kind of has to happen, unfortunately. I mean, we do our best to avoid it, but it is very hard to avoid it. Some of us are sheltered. You know, we live in a country that is, you know, created a level of shelter from that stuff, but I think that probably isn't forever either. So, yeah, it's just refiguring shit out, you know, and it takes a lot of conversations. Sometimes it takes a bit of that, you know, the scary times. And unfortunately, that's just the cycle of humanity. But when it comes to the stuff we're doing for Ben and with the technology that we're using, I think that there is some optimism, you know. I think that if we all kind of have these ideas and understand where we need to go, some of the old ideas will peter out, you know, in time. It just takes time and some effort, just grinding it away. But yeah, so Lou and anyone else who's still here, Izzy, so you guys saw the app. You kind of understand where I'm going with it. You see how much we can modify on it. What keeps you on the platform you're on? I'm not saying you're going to switch to my app, but I'm just curious, what keeps you on the ecosystem you're on? Just like because it's already there, they manage it and maintain it. You don't have to worry about an individual doing it. That's always a good one too. It's social. More people are using it. Sometimes having a social aspect to it is helpful. What is it for you guys that would keep you on an app? For me, personally, it's about simplicity and most of it being offline. That's what I'm about. Like, I love that. Oh, you know what? While you guys are typing too, I want to show you the progress tracking thing too. So in the progress photo thing, let me share my screen again. Let me bring this up. Sorry. Okay, so in the progress photo thing, if I say take progress photo, I can import my progress photos, right? So this is a front shot. It has like little lineup things, so it tells you exactly where you should be, so where your feet should go, where your head should be, just so you try to get it roughly to where you need it to go. Centered and all that stuff. That's good enough. So it saves it. I can put the date I took it, so you can backlog it, go back and like, you know, pick the date that you actually took the photo. So this was like 194 or something. Okay. So we'll save that one. And then we'll add another one to the gallery. We'll do the back shot here. Oops. Something like that. Try to get it as close as you can. Right? Okay. So again, 194. Save it. Okay, so now we have two photos. So now it'll categorize Oh, I forgot to put back on this one. Let me edit that. So that's good. You can always edit this one too. Put it in your category. So you have like different shots that you want to add. You can also compare them. So if you have 2 shots that you want to compare, obviously these aren't 2 front shots, but you could do it and then you can share it to social media. So if you want to share it to social media, it will give you a little card that you can share to social media. So that's really cool too. So all that stuff exists in here. This will track all of your progress. And then if you want to do like a time lapse, you can actually go to time lapse. Oops. Let me go back to it. You can go to time lapse and you can have a little time lapse for your different poses. So I think I swapped these 2 things. It says front, but that's obviously not front. Let me swap these. This one's front. Dang it. This one's back. But you can do a compare. You can do a time lapse. So if you have multiple photos of the same app, you can press play. It'll show you the time lapse of your changes. So that's really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the whole thing. I'm gonna add all my progress to it and like make like a big, just like add everything to it, you know. Let's see. I saw platforms more than the average person. The only reason I'm on now is because I've hired someone, and that's the protocol they use. Oh, okay. I'm using Trainerize as my one user. App needs to be simple, clean UI, flexible, being able to add, remove features. Yeah. Having everything in one place, nutrition tracker, steps, sleep, progression, other metrics, programs, progression timers. Yeah, so that's kind of what this is. It doesn't have some of that other stuff, but you could do like custom programs. Like if you wanted to add, like if I wanted to add a custom program or workout, you could put it in there and put duration and all that stuff too. Like for cardio, like you can add a cardio section on these right here. So you can say add cardio. It says what kind of cardio you're doing. You can say what custom cardio it is, and you can put notes in it, right? And different intervals and stuff. And you could save this as your most frequently used cardio regimen. So that was actually a feature that Tabs asked for on Discord or on Instagram. And I added it because I was like, that's a really good idea. So that's another one. Let's see, how many steps am I at? So, all right, I hit my hour, so I'm almost done here, guys. But let's see here. Let's add my steps. So what was that? It's 80 times 64. What is that, guys? And pull up my calculator. Brain don't work too good. 5,100. So 5,100. That's how many steps I got so far. And then I can change it later. So I'm at 5,100 thus far. Okay, there we go. So added that. I barely drank any water today. I need to drink more water. Yeah. Cool thing is it will constantly make you log back into your Gmail. And if you think you haven't synced it, you can just sync your Gmail account. So this will put everything on your Google Drive. So let me show you that real quick too. So everything is self-storage. So you store it yourself. So it creates a folder in your drive, right? And here you go. So it has your coach stuff in here. So the JSON file there is your coach stuff. This is your client backups. So this is like, for example, Lou, if you have Joe in here and Joe deletes his account, or you want to go back and see history and Joe can't send you history, there's actually a warning that says this will be saved with your coach, and your coach will have your data. This will save on your file and his. So that's what sharing does when you have a coach on here. When you delete it, however, it removes access to his. It'll keep his data, but it'll remove access anyway. Progress photos go in here too. So any progress photos you have, they upload to here as well. So anything that you upload photo-wise, notes-wise, it'll all go in here. So that way you have access to it from your Google Drive. So anytime you want to log in elsewhere, like you can do it on your computer, it'll just use Google Drive. So it doesn't use any other backend. It uses your personal Google Drive. So that's what's pretty dope about that too. My walking pad is getting abused as fuck. I'm too heavy for it. Motor always stinking of burnout. Bro, my the bottom part of the treadmill, like where I need to oil it, if I don't oil it enough, dude, I get like that weird plastic burning smell. It's not the motor, it's the It's the actual plastic being rubbed on the on the tread. But I can kind of smell it now, actually. But I walk at a 9% incline at like 1.5 to 2.4 miles every day, and I'm getting pretty lean, dude. It's happening. It's happening. I'm definitely down weight because I'm not on TRT anymore, but it's fine. Anyway, so yeah, you guys can use the app. Izzy, send me your Gmail account if you want to test it out. I'll just send you the link again. Just send me your Gmail account. I'll put your Gmail on there. It only works with Gmail and Google, so I can do that if you want to test it. Same thing with you, Spindle. If you're still here, just send me your Gmail stuff, either on Instagram or Discord, wherever, and I can add you guys. I'll add Joe too. I don't know if Joe wants to try this thing out, but yeah. So app is cool. What we're doing with Ben is cool. I'm gonna try to jump on and stream like in the morning when I walk more often, because I'm just gonna be working and doing stuff anyway. So it'd be cool to hang out and talk to people again while I do that. Anyway, all right, guys, I gotta go. Yeah, thirst trapping. Yeah, I gotta go take care of Ben. I gotta get him cleaned up for the day and get him in the wheelchair. So I will catch you guys on Discord, Instagram, wherever else. Just send me a message and stuff. All right, I think you're such a great human with all the work you do, and I think you and Emmanuel have so much in common. If we look closer to you guys, we'd be total besties. Yeah, I do miss myself some sets and reps. I do miss that guy. One of my favorite things to do back in the day was just hang out with him and stuff. So tell him I said hello if he's there, and that I hope he's doing well. Hope both you guys are doing well. So I'll try to be on more often. I can't promise, but I'll try to pop on and while I'm working and just have a little chat, walk and chat. So yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out.